Welcome to Management Simulation, and this is the diamond level for project managers. If you are a veteran, this is the most critical step for you to get into the job market in the civilian industry. If you're somebody who has a management degree or a certification and wants to get into the industry, this is the only simulation that you need to focus on. So again, guys, let's get ready. As we talked about it before, the next phase of employment is going to be for digital project managers. You have already gone through two of the steps. The last one basically combines, which is a diamond level, which basically combines portions of the first and the second one. But this one is going to be extremely challenging. You'll have to really prepare to make this happen. Now, again, let's quickly explain the intent. There's huge opportunity for project managers, but for only those who are experienced, because the industry is looking for a different breed of project managers. The objective of veterans or anybody is to become a digital project manager. On the left are some of the skills that you need, which are soft skills. There are some of skills which are on the right hand side are hard skills. Whatever may it be, you'll actually go through all the steps of project management, and your goal is to experience the entire cycle of project management through several activities that results in tangible skills that is very important in the industry. As you achieve your numbers of profitability, handoff, etc., the only thing that you need is to repeat the cycle again and again. As you get better at it, you will be able to get to the jobs that we talked about. And the jobs are in certain industries. You can just update your resume after you have completed this experience and go job hopping. If not, we are there to help you. So, again, guys, these are the industries that are manpower dependent. These are the same industries that are looking for automation. The only thing that you need to do is, before the simulation, you were right here with the project management certification and a background. What we are trying to do is convert you and elevate your position as a digital worker management or digital PM kind of a role. There are higher roles that you can look into, and the industry actually pays extremely well, which is basically the digital technology management for project managers. However, a digital project manager for worker management is itself big in the software industry. And when you get a chance, do complete the digital technology management for project managers if you can. Okay, guys, so let's get ready. Remember, it's a game. It looks easy. It's not. There's a lot of gray areas, and we have kept it gray because of the only reason we want PMs to experience making the whole process black and white. You have responsibility because your team also learns from you, so it's karma. You'll have to get used to knowledge-based selling in the civilian industry. It's all about knowledge and contemporary knowledge. If you don't finish this on time, you attract fines, and it's important because you are measured on profitability. Go through the entire video. It's going to take about 10 minutes, but nevertheless, let's get started, guys. So, the expectation is you are the project manager at a cloud services company. If you do not know what the cloud is, read up on it. But cloud is the future. Everything is going to be services based. The resources will be supplied to you, real people, real processes, everything's real. But your activity this time is to make the whole process profitable and efficient. So you have to lead teams, mentor them, work with them to get the projects, execute it, supervise, communicate back to the customer, and hand off the project. Okay, the outcome? Always remember, if you're a PM, you're not measured on your activity anymore. You're measured on performance and profitability. So there are 3 steps. Let's look at them. You have completed some of them before, but this time, this is one cycle that you have to complete. First is recruiting, very important so that you can build teams. And as you build teams, you have to establish the rapport so you can make leadership work. People need to have faith and trust on you. And as you strategize, the whole team will be able to work with you so you can delegate better and reflect upon how things are going and change the processes where it's needed. Your objective is always external facing, which means you are going to interact with the customers all the time. So look at the activity for step A, which is we will provide you the resumes, select the team. You've already gone through this, so I'll keep it very brief. Long story short, remember, you have to make the process efficient. Okay? Now, as you complete the step A, it is very important for you to get the customer on a call. You might be wondering, what kind of customers should you look for? You should only look for the customers that are in the industries that you need to focus on. You have to be ruthless about networking with those industries that we showed you in that slide, like construction industry, healthcare, and all that stuff. That is where you need to research, find out scaling startups, and reach out proactively to get them on the call. So now we move into step B. You've got the customer, but there's a lot to do now. First is, I hope you complete that cycle. Do not move to step B if you have not completed step A. My suggestion is to get to step A, do not spend more than 3 hours. Okay, so let's get going. One of the biggest skills that you're going to learn is the art of having discovery calls with a customer and problem solving. Customers do not want to be sold. Customers are not aware of their problems. It is your duty to understand the company, their problems, and show it to them. If you cannot, you will not be accepted as a reliable person in that company. So problem solving is an art, and that is the reason you need to solve problems. Now the question is, why are we focusing on solving problems? Because of the digital age, everything is going to be automated. If automation is everything, the jobs of the future are those that integrate people, process, technology, because integration is the biggest challenge. That is where veterans and project managers will do extremely well. Okay, so now as you lead the next steps, remember, gathering requirements of a customer, scoping it out, and then creating the solution and giving it back to the customer and closing a deal is extremely, extremely important. So let's go through this again and let's look at the activity. So first of all, as I explained, reach out only to the customers and startups who are in the industries that you want to work. Now, when you get the customer, ensure when you have a discovery call, prepare for it. How you do it is up to you, but your virtual admin has a lot of information. Ensure that you get that information from your admin. They are very critical for your success. There are a lot of processes. Mind it, out of these processes, not all of them are black and white. We have kept it like that just to make you understand how to make things efficient and effective. Now, when you lead the customer to a separate call and book meetings, remember one thing: be very focused on gathering the exact requirements that you're engaging both sides. Your job is to get the business at the end by showing problems. It has to be $100 business. But remember, you will not be able to get the business until you are extremely, extremely clear. So use emails or voice, up to you. But if you're not clear, you'll not be able to scope the entire solution and propose that to the customer. As a project manager in digital and software or cloud companies, you are expected to put these proposals as solutions to customers. As you propose to the customer, ensure that you close the business deal. Do not try to sell. If you try to sell, it will never work. It never works. It is all about knowledge and problem solving and getting both sides, that is your team and the customer, and give them the trust that yes, let us do a proof of concept to solve the problem. Getting the verbal acceptance of the customer is the end of step B. So let's quickly go through step C, which is extremely important because now you're hitting the real execution cycle. So first, we want to let you know you have to draw up a contract. It can be an email, it can be a document, doesn't matter. Scoping out contracts is extremely important and set the right tone for the rest of the execution process. Remember, expectation also needs to be set within your team so you can plan and strategize the execution. Now, last couple of steps. You cannot execute, which means you can only supervise. You cannot work as a worker. You can only execute based on delegation. Now, last couple of things. Once you have a written handoff, that is when the game ends. And we will tell you how you're going to be measured. But let's go through this cycle again to ensure that you get a hang of it. Okay, so again, negotiation is an art that you have to learn as a project manager. You're always negotiating between groups. In the real civilian industry, you'll probably have to negotiate with about 20 people at the same time. Here, you're just negotiating between two people. So it's complex, but if you don't negotiate well and put that on the contract, trust me, the customer will always make a fool out of you. Okay, so just like success is in the contract needs to be set everywhere. Clarity is everything. Remember, clarity plus alignment equals results. If you're not clear and if you're not aligned, the results won't happen. Set the strategy for execution with the internal team. Delegate, but when you delegate, you need to know who is good at what. Your team that has been given to you has specialized people. You need to know their strengths. As you supervise, ensure there's a quality check. If you don't do a quality check, it's not going to work. You cannot go to a customer with shoddy results. You just cannot. So, that is the reason every process builds on top of each other. If you fail at one step and don't do it correctly, the effect will be on the rest of the processes. As a project manager, get used to understanding cause and effect. You'll see this in this cycle. Last piece. Until or unless the business is closed with a written handoff, you have not completed the end of this cycle. Why? What if the customer is disgruntled? What if the customer believes that the customer got less out of this? What happens if the customer has a grudge on you? You have to be very clear set the expectations right, and at the end, if you don't get your team paid, the cycle doesn't end. This is what you're going to experience in any project management job in the civilian industry. Learning is important, but applying that experience in a project management cycle is extremely, extremely important. Remember, efficiency is important. However, in the civilian industry, it is all about effectiveness. It is all about profitability. So, for example, find out how much of fines were you imposed. Find out how much of dollars did you earn. Are you profitable? If you're not, then that is not good. Why would a company take you as a project manager if you cannot make the whole process profitable? I can tell you implementations that have happened for 3 years and that have been 3 times over budget. I'm not talking about millions of dollars, I'm talking billions of dollars. Last piece, as a project manager, if you're not helping others succeed and helping others become better, trust me, you have no chemistry with the entire team. So let's check again. Before the simulation, you are right here. But now we expect you to be a digital project manager. Of course, you can get further experience, but if you can keep doing this cycle, repeat it continuously, and make it happen, I can assure you your starting job in the industries that I talked about will be nothing less than $80,000. If you can go and become more experienced and become a digital technology management project manager, I can tell you that that pays about $140,000 as a minimum. So, long story short, be different. The industry thrives on innovation. If you cannot do things differently, things don't matter. You have to get the new opportunities by learning new things. So, if you need to get in touch with me, do so. But before we say goodbye, may we say that if you have reached the end of the cycle, you must be really good. So, thank you, everybody, and have a great day.